Hey, Mommy, welcome to the Mami Collective Podcast. I'm Paulina, and this is your space, the no BS, all vibes podcast for ambitious moms who know that motherhood and big dreams go hand in hand. Whether you're killing it in the boardroom, hustling on your side gig, or just trying to get through the day without reheating your coffee for the third time, and yes, girl, we've all been there, this is the place for you. We're here to flip the script on the whole you can't have it all narrative, because spoiler alert, you can. Motherhood doesn't dim your ambition, it actually fuels it. And we're going to talk all about it, the wins, the struggles, and the moments that make you say, damn, I am really doing this. So buckle up, boo. We're diving into real talk, inspiration, and the occasional hot take to keep you fired up and thriving. This is the Mami Collective. Let's do this. And we are back, Mami Collective Podcast. And I'm here today with Anthoni Allen Zurri. How are you today?
I'm good. How's everyone doing? I'm good.
Oh my God, I'm so happy to have you on. I love everything that you do, and we're going to dive all into it. But for those of us, tuning in and who are, moms as well, business owners, truly like at all of the above, career women, I really think that this podcast episode is going to resonate with a lot of people today. So I'm very excited to have you on.
Awesome. I'm happy to be here.
Yes, you are a branding strategist and business coach, and you help entrepreneurs build their brands and businesses.
Yes.
So first things first, if you don't mind giving us a little like a background on yourself. I know there's a lot because I've heard your story, which I love, by the way. I love your story.
Thank you.
Yeah, kind of tell us about yourself.
Yeah, so I have been in brand management and talent management for the last 15 years. I own a boutique agency based in LA called Allen Group, where we really help solopreneurs level up their brand. Mainly C-level talent will come to me, whether they want to cross over to influencer or starting a business or just wanting to be more known. They come to my agency and we kind of just make that happen for them. I've been doing branding since before branding was like called branding. It's always been something that has been a passion of mine. Again, I started off in talent management where I was managing or on the management team of A-level acts, and you couldn't really do much. Like when you are working with someone like a Snoop Dogg or a Justin Timberlake, it's very minute, like what other projects they tend to bring on if it's not something major. So you're pretty much in a repetitive of doing the same old thing over and over. And as much as they're so amazing, it gets to be very boring. It turns out to be a babysitting job. So I was on the road with these guys and I was bored out of my mind. And one of my acts, he couldn't get a publicist. So I asked my boss if I can take on all his PR work, and she allowed me to. And it was so much fun. It was creative. I was booking magazine covers. We were, doing walk-on segments on The View. It was like, a total blast. And I got to be in control of the narrative and the story and the brand story. So that's where I really got a passion for branding. And then I kind of just quit talent management and ventured off into PR. That actual client ended up being one of my first clients, and we did some amazing work. But then I learned that I don't really like PR either. It's a who you know game, and it's not really fair to all the entrepreneurs out there because everyone does not have the dollars to invest into PR, right? But you still want brand exposure. You still want to build your company. So then from there, I pretty much just niched down and said, you know what? I am helping solopreneurs, specifically women, garner this exposure on their own. And I'm going to teach them how to do it. And I'm going to show them the tips and tricks. And I'm going to use my contacts to help them elevate if they hire my company, on a retainer base. And then from there, I was doing, I was having, a lot of women throughout my doors the last 10 years. And within the last 2 years of me having children, I took a pivot because obviously I can't be at all these events. I can't be, doing all these meetings all day because my family is my first priority. So I ventured off into doing courses where we still have our agency. I still service clients, but I just don't take on as many. And in lieu of that, I wanted to offer coursework and learning your brand inside and out through courses. So I created a course, which is called Brand New You, and it really helps you understand the fundamentals of branding and how to apply it to your brand. So that's where we are today.
I love it. Yeah, when I've heard your story before, I think, the biggest reason that I felt so drawn to you too was because you're a whole ass mother. I believe of 3, right?
Four. Yeah. I have a 13-year-old, I have a just turned 4-year-old. I have 2 turning 3, and then I have a 1-year-old. So yeah, I had 3 girls back to back to back. So, I know the juggle of it all, and just especially coming from such a crazy, hectic work life and having to slow down and then having to kind of figure out what you're going to do after you have the kids. If you want to get back into it, do you still have it? I mean, I was off of work for like 3 years. So
Whoa.
just really questioning if it was something that I wanted to do and if I could still do it, if I could still hang in there with these young little, PR girls out here. But, it's been beautiful. It's been beautiful. I love my family life. I love my little clan, and I wouldn't change it for the world.
I love it. And I love that you mentioned the balance of it all, right?
Yeah.
One thing that I feel like as a new mom, I feel like I don't know if there's a balance quite yet for me, but what I am feeling though is my prioritization of just everything in life. I had to start doing it. I'm the most unorganized person on planet Earth, but after my daughter came, like she kicked my ass to become that because I have no choice. If I still want to do what I do, which is radio, podcasting, right? Like I work at iHeart here in Chicago, like I had to get it together.
Yeah.
One
Kids
thing about
will do that. Kids will do that. They will give you a kick in the tush, and really shape you into gear, or they will drive you insane and make you lose it all. It's up to you mentally where you stand. That's why mental health is so important. And, it's really hard, especially as a new mother, trying to figure out motherhood, navigate through that, and then also still wanting to be a person. And this is what Roxy and I were talking about. It's like motherhood is not my full identity. Like I can incorporate motherhood into my life and still thrive and do what I want to do. But I am very much a businesswoman, in its entirety. And I'm very much a mother in its entirety. And I don't have to pick a hat. I don't have to, I can do all things.
I'm such a believer
when you organize.
Yes. No, that's why I created this podcast. I was like, I can't be the only one out here who feels this way. Cause I just felt like I wanted to find my tribe, So you're officially a part of it, in case you're wondering.
Yes, of course. Of course, it's all about community. I always talk about feeling your community, and just when you go with something that's authentic to you, like your tribe will always come. You will attract your tribe. So just don't stop. Be consistent, and they're going to flock to you because there's millions of us out here who are going crazy and trying to juggle it all,
100%. I couldn't agree more. So, Anthoni, as far as your career and, the whole like branding umbrella, right? Is it different, when you first started? I'll even just go back like when you were first like on the scene, like even doing PR, let's just say whatever, 10, 15 years ago. Yeah. Is it different than like with social media and everything today when we talk about branding? It's got to be different.
I think absolutely so. I mean, that was 15 years ago when I first started. So obviously things have definitely changed, and social media was around then. Like Twitter was big. I was like big on Twitter. And I think that's really what like helped me kind of ease into the whole PR thing, because it's about who you know. But I definitely think times have changed with social media. And then now with AI, it's like a whole nother level. So just, keep educating yourself and keep up with the trends, whatever it is in your industry. You know what I mean? Real estate has different trends. Podcasting has different trends. Everything has different trends, but just, keep educating yourself because you'll keep leveling up. And that's what I've done. Like I'm always listening to other podcasts. I'm always listening to audiobooks. I'm always researching, educating myself. ChatGPT, I swear, is my bestie. Whenever I have a question or anything that I can't solve, even when I'm reading the Holy Quran and it's confusing, I will ask ChatGPT, what does this passage mean? You know what I mean? Like when people tell me they can't figure out something, it's just you're lazy at this point, because ChatGPT basically does everything for you.
100%. And speaking then of social media, right? And obviously, trends evolving, which is so important.
Yeah.
As far as like showing up online, I think I've been hearing that a lot. Anthoni, I'm not going to lie to you. It's not my favorite thing to do sometimes. And the reason I say that is because I think my therapist pointed this out. There might be a little bit of like an ego associated with it. Like I don't want the backlash. I don't want I call them the mom police to come for me if I post something about formula feeding and how I love this formula. I just don't want the heat, right? But I think in order to brand myself properly, right, or other moms who are creating online or even like, stepping up for their business in that way, what's a good way that we can show up online authentically, while also, I don't know, like, I don't even know if it's not catching heat or it's just ignoring the heat. Like, what's your best advice?
Here's the thing, and this is something that I always tell everyone on my channel and always my clients as well, is you have to look at your social media like a business. If you are running a business, you're not here to please everyone. You're here to get your product out to the masses. So when you are ready to film, you need to block out the noise and you need to be able to do whatever is in your strategy or on your plan to execute, right? So that means you don't care about what everyone says because those people are probably not buying your product or they're not subscribing to your podcast. So why do you care? This whole ego thing, I think when you position your mindset to look at it like a business, you show up and you do what you have to do. You clock in and you clock out. You don't just be hanging on social media for the likes and all that stuff, because then you will get caught up in what everybody else thinks. But if you have a clear strategic plan on, look, I'm posting this because I hope to get these results for this particular product, you have tunnel vision. You don't care. And I think a lot of us have to get our mindset right. Even me. I mean, today I posted a crazy post. I would never, ever post it. I've never actually done a post like that before. But to me, it was funny. I didn't care. And it's causing more awareness to my course. So I wish somebody would try to come on my page and hate. I mean, they can. It just shows more about them. But I'm all about trying new things. I'm all about stepping out of my comfort zone. And I'm really in the era where I just really don't care what anybody else thinks. Like, honestly, like outside of my immediate family, if I'm not, harming anyone or talking bad about anyone, you could be talking about formula. And there are a lot of moms that are against formula, but there are a lot of moms that can't breastfeed and they need formula options. What about them? Tap into them. Don't worry about other moms coming for you, mom shaming. I mean, you have to really set your mindset and think of it like a business and do what you need to do. So next time you're going to post something or you come up with this amazing idea, because I know you have a million amazing ideas because you're actually living it, the new motherhood journey.
Yeah.
Create it. There is someone that is going to resonate with it, and there is someone that is going to appreciate it. And that's all you need to know, or whatever your goal is for that particular post. You know what I'm saying?
100%. And my second question to that one would be a follow-up, right? And
Yeah.
I asked you this because you're a mom of 4. So if anyone's going to answer this and be real, it's definitely going to be you.
Okay.
So now when we are showing up online and we're over that hurdle, that bump, right, of caring what people think, because that's where I'm going to be at. Give me a couple hours. I'm going to get there.
Okay.
How do we find the time to do it? Because I'm not going to lie, sometimes at the end of the night, I know a lot of moms are like this too. We want to post, I want to go on social. I really want to be up to date with my content sometimes, but I am exhausted. I'm ready for bed. How do you find the time to do all that?
Here is another tip that I recommend is batching your content, because you're not always going to be made up all day. You're not always going to want to show up. You're not always going to have the energy, because we are real lifing it as we go. And that's the same thing with me. Like yesterday, I did a full day of just content. Today, I'm not filming anything. I don't feel like it. I just don't want to, right? But I batched several items of content that I can post throughout the week to just get me through. And this is what I also have a YouTube video on this that teaches you how to batch content. But again, it's your business, right? So you need to carve out a time when you have a sitter or when your baby is napping, when you can actually get your mind right to do your glam and film everything in a couple of hours time. That way, when you're sitting in bed and you're tired, you can just edit it, and then you have a week's full of post or whatever, however much content you did, to just go ahead and post and delete. And also for someone like you, if you want to, you can even schedule your posts. And this is why a strategy is so important. I always tell everyone to come up with a strategy, implement your strategy, because then you won't be feeling like this. You won't be feeling like, oh, I don't know what to post. Oh, I don't feel like posting, because it's already done for you. You've already got your schedule. You already know every Saturday from 10 to 12, you're filming. You know, every Friday you get your blowout because you're filming the next day, or whatever it is that you do to show up and be your best. Like, you're prepared. So I just think preparation is key. And when you look at your socials like a business, because it is a walking advertisement, everything you post, Paulina, needs to be gearing back to your business, needs to be gearing back to a subscription, needs to be gearing back to an email subscription on your email list. Everything needs to have a motive. So when you look at it like that, you show up.
That is very true. And sometimes I struggle with that part too, because I'm like, oh man, I just look cute in this picture. I want to post it. But
Yeah.
I'm trying to be more mindful and intentional,
And
because also too,
you can post things like that too, because you still are a normal person and you still have to be normal to your community. You know what I mean? And that's something you can say, oh my God, I felt cute today as a mom, as a new mom, haven't slept on it. I actually felt cute today. Like your caption can really be animated and kind of be fun. So you can do all things.
Okay, good to know. It makes me happy. That warms my heart. And a lot of moms that I talk to that are business owners or were, let's just say, prior to baby, right? And then now they're in a new chapter, which is the motherhood chapter. They're trying to prioritize all of it. And I love your advice, because at the end of the day, like I mentioned at the beginning of the podcast, it's like I have to prioritize my time.
Yeah. And you have to show up for your podcast every week, no matter what, because you have to build consistency for it. And if you don't show up because it's your business, it's not going to thrive. So you don't care what you look like. You don't care whatever. You're showing up for your podcast. So you have to do the same thing for your socials. You have to.
100%. So we kind of talked about this earlier, but the industry, changing, and obviously, from day one when you started versus today, and the different trends. I'm curious what kind of trends entrepreneurs or business owners, especially ones that you work with, what are some of the trends that we got to keep up with, or that are currently happening right now for business owners, even mom business owners?
Yeah, I think educating. I think whatever content you are putting out should be an educational piece. Somebody should be able to take away from it. So I think the trend now is that people want to learn. People care about their health. People care about their supplements. They care about anything that's going to make their life easier. They care about. So what content are you producing that's going to make someone's life easier? You have to look at your socials as an act of service, basically. And that's the trend right now. People are providing acts of service through their socials. If you look at it, if you think about it, anyone that you like to follow, you must be learning something from them, laughing or getting some type of emotional, feeling from it. You're gaining something. You're not just looking at some other girl's pictures and just looking at, that's not someone who you can't wait to see what they're posting. Maybe a family member or something. But when you are actually actively, have a curated list of people who you follow, because I always cleanse my list. I'm in a mood one day, I'm in a health mood, and I have all these people with health stuff that I'm following, and the next day I'm really signer focused on entrepreneurship. So I'm definitely doing a cleanse. If you're on my feed, you're motivating me in some capacity. You're feeding me in some capacity. And that is the trend, really educating people, giving them takeaways, not just posting to be posting. People want to learn, and people are in the age of, like, the world is just kind of just like going through this weird type of phase right now. So everyone is out for themselves, which means they want to be the best version of themselves. So make sure that you're feeding them.
And what about like some of the key elements when it comes to a powerful personal brand? In terms of mom entrepreneurs, right? Mom business owners. What are some of the key elements when it comes to
what do you mean by key elements for mom business owners?
Like, what kind of resources or stuff like that can you recommend to mom business owners that, you obviously as a personal brand
to
expert.
Just make your life easier when you're just, of course. Obviously, number one is ChatGPT. I actually just did a post about this on my socials. You probably can link it below. It's like the 5 hacks for entrepreneurs that I would not live without. And I think I listed ChatGPT. I listed, things like Canva that like actually do templates for you or do proposals for you already. I think I mentioned CapCut was on there. And these are things that I use because I don't have the time either, like juggling meals and all this stuff. Like I'm constantly like on the go. So I have about 30-minute span of what I can do with my content. And I personally like to do my content. When I have a batch day, I may have a professional team shoot it for me, but I'm all about making my life easier, right? I'm all about hiring the housekeeper. I'm all about, the things like I don't have time to sit here and clean a house all day long. I just simply can't. Not running a business, not having 4 kids, having a husband, like certain things I'm willing to sacrifice a meal for. So if I can't eat out 2 nights a week, but someone's going to be here to clean my house and help me with that, declutters my life. It makes everything easier, right? So I'm all about,
Yes.
making my life easier with little hacks like that, especially when it comes to socials. They have so many AI tools that help you with contracts, help you with, all different types of things, even on Canva. Mom entrepreneurs, if you're in the influencer space, you can build your own EPKs on there now with a plug and play. All you have to do is just pop your picture in. I mean, there are so many tools out there. It just really depends on exactly what type of entrepreneur you are and what you're trying to do. If you want to get specific, I can get specific too, but in the broad range of things, if we're pertaining to social media and how to help you, be active on there more, you have Canva, ChatGPT, you have CapCut, you have so many AI tools that will edit videos for you and touch you up when you look crazy. So,
oh my God.
I mean, there's so many things out there.
Yeah, and take advantage of those, Like I was talking to you earlier when we were getting on the podcast. Like I use Riverside to record. I have a code for anyone listening that wants to get. I think it's like $15 off their first month. And I don't sit there. I don't have time to sit there and cut clips. Like I'm sorry, I don't. I press a button and it'll cut me in the next like 3 minutes. It'll cut me like 8 clips that I can use for social.
Yeah, see, that's amazing, and it just makes your life so much easier. And those are the little hacks that we need to know about. So absolutely. I didn't even know that. And I have a podcast and I didn't even know that.
See? I mean, and that's the thing too, back to the tribe. I love sharing resources like this. I don't use CapCut a lot. I have it on my phone, but now because you told me, hey, use it, it's useful. Like you're going to I'm going to go. Yeah. Perfect.
It's super easy. They have templates already made for you. Whether you want a motivational post, whatever, a cooking video, whatever you want, they have templates already done. All you have to do is plug and play, or you can just edit your own stuff in CapCut. So yeah.
I love it. Well, thank you for sharing that, because I know these tools will make it easier, I think.
But it comes down to strategy and organization at the end of the day. Like you have to want to be organized. You can't just be, oh, I'm a mother, I can't. And you can because you are a mother. That's one of the hardest jobs in the world. So this should be a cake for you. Right?
100%. Yeah. Okay. Yes. Right? Moms listening. Yes. So Anthony, as far as, being a mom, again, 4 kiddos. I mean, I don't know how you do it, but you do the damn thing and you do it amazingly well. It's incredible, truly. What I do want to ask though is the old question that I think all of us have heard or maybe have felt. Have you ever felt the mom guilt? Has there ever been a moment? Yeah.
Of course. I have mom guilt. Just last week, my daughter was sick and I had to go to a meeting and she could not come with me. And when I was leaving, she was screaming at the door and I felt really, really bad because that's the time when she needed me to be there. And I couldn't because I had to work. But, I had to shake it off. But of course I have the mom guilt when I have to travel for work and I have to leave my kids behind. Majority of the time I try to take them all with me, but I have a tribe now. So it is just like, if I can stay one night out of town, it's okay. But I have mom guilt all the time and it's hard. And I think I'm human, so I'm not like a robot and my business does not come first. My family comes first. So of course, I just deal with it anyway a mother would. I cry on the way to the airport. I FaceTime them all the time in the morning. And if I'm traveling at night, I'm FaceTiming them when they get home from school before they go to school. And I aim to be back that night because we have a rule that I can't travel more than 2 days. So, I just have a system in place, but it is very, very hard. But I am fortunate enough to really have a schedule that allows me to take my kids with me a lot of the times. And I only travel certain months out of the year. I really am strict when it comes to being away from my children. So, I don't play about that.
I love it. I love that. That's kind of how I envision me being with my daughter. She's 11 months. So we're not in school yet. She's not really talking yet. Little words here and there.
Mm-hmm.
But as she grows older, one thing that I said when I had her was I'm going to try my best because I know it's not always going to work out, but I want to include her in my life. I don't want to change my life for her.
Absolutely.
Right. Like she's going to fit
Absolutely.
into this life.
Absolutely. I say the same thing, but you don't have multiples yet, because when you have multiples, it's all about them, honey. Whether or not one had a nap, one didn't have a nap. I don't take my children around my friends, and I don't show them on social media either. And I do not, because I'm very like, if you say something about my kids, I'm gonna beat you up. So
that's
I'm just
real.
like, you know what, to save any friendships going down the drain, let me just not bring my kids around you, because everybody doesn't want to be around kids, you know? Everybody isn't made for like toddlers with snotty noses and all that kind of stuff. And it's like a different Anthony you're getting when I'm in mommy mode too. So it's just like, you know, I keep very separate worlds when it comes to like friendships and kids if they don't have kids already. And when it comes to my work, you know, I just schedule it when they're in daycare. Or like my baby, she just turned 1, so she's similar age as your daughter. And my Nana is here with her all day when I'm home. My Nana lives with us. And you know, it's I have my office like tucked away, and I have strict office hours. But when I go out to get a cup of coffee or something, she's like right there and she wants to hang out with me, and I'll bring her in here sometime. But for the most part, like but when my office is closed, I'm a mom and a wife. And, you know, like I'm not taking calls, I'm not doing anything. It's all about them. So I think the structure part for sure, and the boundary part for sure, and incorporating them when you can for sure.
Yeah, I love it. I mean, you gotta, right? You gotta figure out
you
how.
have a choice.
Exactly. You really don't have a choice.
So either you change the environment that you're going to be in, which you have now. You are in a mothering environment to where your peers and your community understand, like you can do mommy meetups and all that whole kind of stuff, because your tribe understands that, and that's why, you know, they're following you for those types of things. So you can incorporate your kids easily into your world for sure.
100%. And that's exactly what I'm trying to do. Some days it's hard, but you know, we make it work.
Yeah, for sure. Where is she now?
She's with my mother-in-law, so that's my tribe. Yeah.
Okay, good.
My mother-in-law, my mom, I'm not being like, I'm for real. It's like Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood. So they live 5 minutes away, 5 minutes and 6 minutes away.
Okay, Paulina, so you don't have no excuse not to create your content. You have no excuse. You can drop that baby off, get yourself together, do your little batch content for the week. I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear it. They live right down the street.
Down the
Girl,
street.
You got it good.
And I've got like the sister-in-law she's young. She's just, you know, 22 years old. You know, she's always around the baby, always watching her too.
Oh, good.
Yes.
Oh, amazing.
We are spoiled over here. And I'm so aware of that. I'm like, that baby is lucky, loved, lucky, and we are blessed, you know?
Yes. Take advantage of it, especially because you want to work. Most women are just like, oh, I just had a baby, using excuses. Because you want to work. Like, even if it's 3 days a week, look, guys, 3 days a week, 10 to 3, watch her. Okay. Watch her. So that's really good that you have that help. That's amazing.
I know. I'm so grateful. Cause yeah, you're right. There really is no excuse. And I get the same speech you gave me. My best friend, he comes for my life every week. Like, he's like, what are you doing?
Probably
like,
I hear my kid crying right now. I hear her. She's so loud. I'm so sorry.
Oh, it's okay. But see, this is what it is. It's life, right? It's mom life. So I did do a Q&A, right, from a mom on the Mami Collective page, and it was a good question, I thought. So she's asking that if a mom is looking to start to build their brand, right, like they're new in this, like this is their first time kind of exploring, you know, building their own brand, what's the first step that they should take?
First of all, you need to enroll in the Brand New You course, honey. Yes, you do. I need to give you the link to drop to everyone here. It is on sale right now for $4.97. And I give you 6 modules of learning the foundation from start to finish of the brand before you launch. And even if you're trying to pivot while you're in the brand, it just gives you a different way to look at your business and how to service your customer. Now, the first thing that I would do is really figure out, before you go through the fonts and the colors and all the stuff that is fun, the website, all that stuff, you need to learn who your audience is. Who's your projected audience? Who are you trying to sell to? Because then as you're building your website, everything will cater to them. Remember, we are an active service. So we are in the service niche. Whatever we're doing, you're servicing so that you can get your product sold or whatever it is. So you really want to know who your customer is, and how you find that out is by going to your demographics on your Instagram, seeing who's following you, seeing what that age gap is, or actually when you're making the product or the service, you might already know. Like, for example, I know that I service solopreneur, entrepreneur women with between the ages of 25 through 55, right? I know a lot of them are within like a certain tax bracket. So I know that I need to shoot a little bit more upscale luxury content because aesthetically that's what they like to look at. I know that my woman, she's really into how she looks. You know, she's into what kind of jewelry you're wearing. You know, she cares about her hair and all that kinds of things. So these are things that I need to do to be appealing to her so that my message can get across, right? So I have to be aspirational for my particular projected client. So, and I know all this because I do the polls on my Instagram. I know all this because I do the research on who's bought from me or who interacts with me, right? Or who follows me. So it's like you have the analytics right at your fingertips. You just have to learn how to use it. And you cannot really start a business without knowing who you're going to service, because if you're going to go out there blind, then you're going to be creating content for this person, and you're going to just spread yourself thin. Once you really niche down and know exactly who your audience is, it's so easy for you to create the content for them in your own authentic way, right? So some people may say, you know what, I'm starting this business and it is name something really generic. I don't know. It's a pen. It's a luxury. It's a pen. And what makes my pen step out is because, you know, the fine tip, I put a lot of effort into, and the colors and all this. So we know that it's not for a man because a man don't care about no color. So we know that your ideal customer is going to be a woman who actually cares about the detailization and the colors of a pen, right? So what is this woman? Is she a working woman, obviously, or is she a writer? Or she's obviously a working woman because she's using a pen, right? So you know what I'm saying? So that's how you kind of start to break down what your demographic is so that you can learn to build from there. And then from there, you tend to learn, okay, ChatGPT, this is my ideal customer. This is what she does. What colors does she like to look at? ChatGPT will spit out color palettes for you. You can say, oh, you know what? I like that. And then that's what you start to build your brand off of. Okay, I like this particular color palette. I like this particular font. You start to build your brand Bible off of that. That way, when you're building your logo and your letterhead and your receipts and all this stuff, everything is cohesive. We like things to visually stimulate us. So everything needs to be visually appealing. This is the first thing that I work on with all of my clients. I hate crazy looking fonts and crazy looking pictures with bad lighting. Like, everything you produce needs to be A1. Invest in that camera. If you can't, that iPhone, get your angles, get that sunlight, whatever it is that you're trying to get that pen in the best angle that you can get the pen to articulate, to show everything that you're trying to show. But in that same token, be visually aspirational to me. I want to be able to look at it. I want to be able to, I want to be inspired by just the look, the aesthetic of everything, right? So I think that's why Skims is doing such a good job, because aesthetically, I think it really has nothing to do with Kim Kardashian, honestly. I think it's because aesthetically, she's done her research on her customer, and her customer is someone that is into those type of neutral. First of all, trend forecasting is putting those neutrals out there right now, right? That's what the color tones is. So women are getting their nails done. It's not all because of Kim Kardashian. It's because it's the trend forecasting, and that's just what's in right now, right? So I think that she plays on aesthetics well, and she really knows who her customer is. It's the woman, the curvy woman, you know, and she makes products for them to make them feel sexy. So I think once you know, then that way everything she makes is going to be sexy. It's going to be form-fitting. It's going to be, you know, it's going to be this, because that's what her desired customer wants, right? So I think once you really learn who your audience is and who's going to be buying from you, it's easier for you to develop because you're catering to them. You're not worried about what a man thinks. You're worried about whatever that particular woman within that age bracket, what she likes, what she's doing, what her interests are, and how you can appeal to her, how your product can appeal to her. So that is the key, really knowing who you're going to be advertising to.
100% agree.
I can talk about this all day.
I know. I was like, I have so many follow-up questions, but no, I mean, listen, there's more to this, and they can get more info. And actually, I'm going to sign up too. I've been looking at your course for a hot minute now, but I'm doing it. I'm diving in. No, I need it. Like, Mami Collective is like what it is, but I want to hone in on a couple things, you
And
know?
you know what else? It's like an investment for you. I know coursework
Yeah.
can be scary. Like I actually took a course on how to make a course because I did not know. And we don't know everything. Like you may be a very business oriented person, but you may not know the ins and outs of branding, right? And that's a really pivotal part of your business. That's like the foundation of your business. So, and a lot of us, we get thrown into doing business that we forget about the logistics part because we're so busy running, trying to keep up with orders and keep up with this or whatever, that we haven't even laid the strategy or the foundation. So this just really teaches you to kind of take a step back and really reorganize everything, rethink everything. And it's just me on camera talking to you just like this, giving it to you straight up. And I think it's a really good listen. It's only 6 modules. You can literally binge watch it. But I recommend you just doing a module a week. Just do a module a week. A module is like 2 lessons. Each lesson is like 15 minutes long. I give you case studies. I really thoroughly go through. I think I use Kim Kardashian as one of my case studies too. But it's a really good course. And I'm really proud of it. And I think every woman out there starting a business can really benefit from it.
Absolutely. I'm going to link it here below so everybody can go check that out.
Yes.
And then you mentioned your planner too. I got to check that out.
So in the course, I teach a module on building a strategy, which is to me one of the key components of the foundation of building a brand. So I created a strategy journal and it's so pretty. It's so pretty.
She is pretty.
And it's available now for pre-order. It's literally a binder, so you can actually reuse it over and over and over again. But basically the strategy journal is my framework for my company. Every client that comes to me, I have to build a strategy for them. And I would go through the same process of asking them these same questions so that I can get to actually build the strategy. So this is the exact blueprint that I use when I onboard a client and when I build their strategy. It kind of walks you through how to build your own strategy and how to stick to it quarter after quarter after quarter. And it also has a content calendar in there to help you with your content build out. And it has some motivational quotes in there when you get stuck and you're just like, you know what, I'm over it. But the hardest thing I say about this is putting pen to paper, taking the time to actually do the work, answer the questions, and actually, put everything into like your categories of what's important to you. One thing I want your audience to think about after this episode is your 3 pillars of business. And Paulina, I want you to think about this too. And when I say your 3 pillars of business, it means 3 ways that you plan to monetize off of your business. So for example, you have your podcast. That's one way to monetize, right? You know that you can get ads with that. You know that you can do sponsorships, you can whatever. But another way should be your community. Or it can, I don't want you to feed them to me, but you may have your own pillars, but
no, you tell me.
No, but your podcast is a way for you to monetize. Your social media is a way for you to monetize brand partnerships, speaking engagements, all that kind of stuff. And then your community, right? Building your community, hosting community events, having community meetups, having them in places where you can actually sell tickets, maybe where you can really monetize from the gathering because you're creating value and you're creating a resource for women, right? So you should be able to monetize off of that.
Yep.
And then from when you have your 3 pillars, you then go through your strategy and you break all those down. Okay, I know for Q1, this is what I'm going to do with my podcast. I hope to bring on 3 more sponsors a month. I hope to, bust out 4 episodes per week or whatever it is that you want to do. You put that in your Q1 strategy, right? So then it goes deeper and it makes you break it down week by week. So if I want to do 4 episodes per month, I know that I've got to shoot episode Tuesday, next Tuesday, next Tuesday, next Tuesday. I know that I need to pitch my podcast to 3 brands per week. So I know on Monday, that's my pitching day. So it's everything laid out for you, but all you have to do is really plug and play. And you do that for each pillar of business. And if you are consistent, you will meet your goal by the end of the year. It's guaranteed. It's proven. I've done this over and over again. And I even have strategy calls on my website where if you get stuck and you want to talk to me and help me and allow me to help you with your strategy, I can do that. If you don't want to purchase the journal, which is super cheap, I think it's like $99 right now pre-sale. I have strategy sheets as well. So I have it to where you can just download the three main sheets on your on your strategy. You can just download them, print them out. It's 18 bucks. You know what I mean? If you don't want to buy the planner, if you just want to just get a strategy and like start thinking about it, download the sheets, 18 bucks. And you can really just sit with it and kind of go through it on your own. So, I mean, I'm just here to create resources for you to make it easier for you to scale your business. That's what I'm here for. I'm your branding bestie, so.
Yes. I appreciate it. Anthoni,
yes.
Thank you so much. I could talk to you forever.
I know. I'm here. Awesome. If ever you need anything, I'm here, girlfriend.
Oh, I appreciate you so much. And we're going to you're going to put your Instagram link below. I'm going to tag all of your pages as well. Okay. But really quick, drop your handle for those listening really quick.
Okay. My handle is Anthoni Allen. It's at Anthoni Allen, Anthony with an I. So it's ANTHONI Allen, ALLEN. My company is the AA Group, and my podcast is at Level Up in Life Pod.
Yes.
So I'll put that right now in the chat for you.
Yes, thank you so much. And your podcast too, I told you earlier, it's like the best listen in like the morning when I'm getting ready for work. Like there's no excuse not to listen.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
And I like to stimulate my brain in the morning,
Yes, I tell you, it's all about learning and takeaways. Like and now podcasting audiobooks is just the way to go. It's easy for us. We're mothers, we're on the go, we're in the car doing drop-offs. We don't have time to be reading no book. I know I don't. When I open up a book at night, I'm falling asleep. So
same. It's bad.
I know what I'm saying.
You know what? The one investment that I will say is the Audible subscription, and I want them one day.
It's the best investment ever.
It is, because you're right. I'm not gonna sit here and read. I want to. I would love to read, but I'm not gonna.
I'm not gonna.
No,
I'm just not gonna either. And I will buy the book, and I will never open it. I have so many books on my bedside table, but I will download those same books on Audible, and I will be done in like 3 days. So
I love it.
Oh my God. Now. Okay. I'm sending you everything right now too.
Okay. You're the best. Thank you so much. And we'll have you again on soon. So thank you.
Bye, you guys.
All right, bye. Thank you. I'll email you and we'll chat.
Okay, cool. No problem.
Yes. And I'm buying your course when I get back from the vet. So
yes.
I have homework tonight.
Okay.
Yes.
All right, cool. Thank you so much for your support. I appreciate it.